The idea of revenue sharing in collegiate sports has been the hot-button topic around athletic departments and meetings between conference leaders across the country over the past year. But as much as this could be beneficial for the player, it could almost come at a price if contracts are signed with schools and the student-athlete. While fans get caught up in the astronomical buyouts that coaches receive if they are fired from a school, there's another part of the upcoming decision that could play a major role regarding the transfer portal. There are folks inside the Texas A&M athletic department still shaking their heads at the amount of money it cost the school to fire Jimbo Fisher, which came out to a whopping $76 million, while Auburn officials have had to pay two different buyouts over the last 4 years to Gus Malzahn and Brian Harsin. As we all know, this is just another layer to the investment schools make in high-profile sports, while a majority of the time the athletic department is passing around the offering plate to boosters who wanted these moves to be made in the first place. Obviously, if you have an agent that knows what they're doing, Jimmy Sexton please stand up, then the risk you are taking by signing these lucrative contracts or extensions could turn into an expensive firing if things go south. This is just part of the territory in businesses like college football, just as it is in professional sports. But as the train continues to roll down the tracks towards revenue sharing with college athletes, there is one part of this whole situation that hasn't been discussed enough so far. If a player decides to sign a deal with the school they are attending, shouldn't those players be held to the same ramifications as coaches within the building? If a school and the player enter into an agreement to pay the athlete a portion of what the institution is receiving in revenue from the conference, whether that be from television rights or ticket sales, we might start hearing about these players who decide to leave on their own having to pay the school some sort of buyout in the process. We are already at a point where players are signing with collectives for the rights to their name, image and likeness, being paid to participate in events that promote the nil fund and, in return, the athlete is getting a monthly check for their services. So what happens when that high-profile quarterback signs with a school, puts up massive numbers and then decides to transfer to a different school? Should the player have to compensate the school for the remaining years on their contract? Will the program that the quarterback transfers to have to foot the bill for what could remain on their previous deal? These are questions that are going to be discussed, and with the way contracts work for coaches in the business, it might only be fitting that players deciding to leave have to live up to their deal, or pay for their way out.